Packers prepare to host the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday. The Oneida Nation is urging fans to show respect for Native American culture. Tribal leaders say the Packers don't have an official policy banning headdresses at Lambeau Field, so they're asking fans to stick to sporting their team's colors and avoid clothing and actions the Oneida Nation considers offensive and stereotypical.
Hopefully that message comes across well and clear, that it's disrespectful to be dressing up in red face and headdresses and the tomahawk chop. You know, it's very disrespectful and rude, to say the least.
The chairman for the United Nations says he's pleased with the progress made both nationally and locally, as some teams, such as the Washington Commanders, have changed their race-based names and logos. But with more than 24 teams in Wisconsin still using Native American mascots, he says there's still more work to do. Today's